I mean, I haven't analyzed it yet because my job and my interest is not to prove other teachers wrong. I'm not into that. But there is a point where I have a feeling, aside from the obvious same spin spiral set sign of the Antichristos Merkaba, that even where things are pointing are in the wrong direction, I think. But I haven't taken it to that level of analysis. It doesn't matter. You put two Merkaba spirals on the same dimensional level and you put them in the same spin, and they begin to create this. What in the body this looks like, as well as around in the field this way. And look at this. This creates this mess around here and here. It creates a mess. This is the monadic one, the one between the monad and the D1 level. This one's between the D1 and the D2 level. This one, D1 and D2 level, D2 and D3 level, D3 and D4 level, I believe. Yeah, and that's the one around the density and the astral level. So, gosh, we're just like totally wired in. These are also broadcast networks. Gee, I wonder where channels get their information from. You know, I had to fight this. I had to know how to channel to learn how not to. I could hear them when I was younger. And I was fortunate that I could hear both sides. I could hear both sides because I had a heck of a lot of support since, I was very small. Actually, since I came in, the guardians were working with me. But they even biologically took me when the others, the Zetas were abducting me to try to mess. Well, they wanted gene code stuff mostly, the Zetas did. But they were messing with the gene code, and it would have shut down my ability to bring any of this information through. So the guardians literally picked me up. I have my whole childhood was about who's coming this time? You know what I mean? Terrified of these guys and homesick as heck for the other ones and feeling like a total lunatic here. Oh, no, I don't want to be in 3D. You know what I mean? So, but I was able, through that, I had to learn a process. It was quite fascinating. It's very hard when you first learn. And I was taught from very, very young to begin to differentiate between, is this the real people talking, or is this the broadcasting station from the other thing? There are literally, like a lot of people think they're channeling communications, they're not even live. They're programmed in like CD stuff. Yeah. You know the Matrix movies? Yes. That's about it. Yeah. Now, they can interface live when they want to. When they become real interested in that body there and it's going to become useful once it matures a little, yeah. Then they will come in live. In fact, they'll often come in and take over the whole body and go for it, you know? And a lot of times, I've seen a couple of really bad channel cases. Oh, they could channel and the thing would come through. The actor could speak the other language, the whole bit. Would take the body. They would find that the body went for 3 days and they have no idea what the heck happened to it. And they get in trouble. Like, all of a sudden, they weren't there with their spouse. They just appeared. God knows what they were doing. Because somebody borrowed it and didn't ask. This is what channels open themselves to. And a lot of them take it as a spiritual pride. Oh, I'm more spiritual, but you see, I can channel. This is part of the seduction and part of the lie. I talk to the angels. I channel the angels. From where? They don't ask. They think higher is better. And they feel so small themselves that they need to justify their spirituality by having somebody else come and talk through their mouth. If you're so spiritual, talk through your own mouth. You know what I mean? Let your own self be there. If you have a funny accent, let people know, but hell, it's still me. Yeah, that's at about D density 4 eka, okay? You know? I mean, speech patterns change, but it's completely different than having something. When something comes into your body that isn't you, it takes its template and imposes it over yours, and it begins to overlay your template. And eventually, if you let it do it enough, it'll overlay to the point where it crashes all your own scalar wave codes and puts its own in, and that's when it can go right in. Yeah, it's like this whole channeling movement. At least I agree with the fundamentalist Christians about one thing. That stuff is evil, all right? Except we don't throw the word evil around with its like vague innuendos of superiority judgment like they do. We explain to you what evil is. It's live spelled backwards, okay? It's simple. Antichristic isn't bad things that God hates. No. What it is something that has a template that can no longer process the natural connection that keeps you with the eternal connection to Source. You're always in Source. God always loves you. But that doesn't mean You're not anti-Christos if your template is totally reversed, and you can no longer plug in live yourself to the energies of the natural flow of, and it's perpetual flow. The big thing, the only difference between the races, well, a consciousness is a lot of it too, because you find the more reversed a being is, it tends to be the less nice they are, less considerate of other people, more interested in preserving themselves at all costs, no matter what it does to anybody or anything around them, that kind of thing. They also get off on the sensual stimulation, because it's the only way they feel alive. So there will be this progressive, lust for everything from sex to food to extreme sports to whatever. It doesn't mean everybody that likes those things is reversed, but these are attributes of a consciousness that forgot how to feel alive just in being and breathing, and needs to remind itself by giving itself chemical bursts, because every time you give yourself a rush, be it speeding down a ski slope and you don't know if you're actually going to make it to the bottom, jumping out of a parachute, that kind of stuff, you give yourself adrenaline rushes. You give chemical changes to the body that makes you feel quite alive. Terror. They love terror. Fear. Ooh, energy. Oh, it's like orgasmic. These things where they get attached, overly attached to sensual experience, that it doesn't matter. It's just like children, that if you don't give them enough positive attention, they'll take negative. Yeah, here, I'll go break everything. Hi, Mom. You were ignoring me. You could have, like yesterday, come and taken me somewhere and done something, but you didn't. So now you'll talk to me. You'll give me energy, right?